Here, there's Colton right there, just come out of John Burns' office, and there's Mallory Staples. I just did an interview with Mallory on War Room, Gwinnett County. As you see, Ted Ness, Bill Quinn, we're all here, and
the fact that they had that behind them, and then physically blocking the public out of the curtilage of the House of Representatives, that they're going to completely let their tyranny go into the darkness.
Guys, again, we're here at the Capitol. This is Colton Moore with Mallory Staples. We really don't know what is going to transpire here, but we're going to be around filming as much as possible so that we can see what these tyrants are going to try to do about the special opening session today. They are threatening to have Colton Moore arrested because they claim that he was banned for life from entering the chambers. So we are filming this and making sure that we are protecting our senator in the 53rd District. And what we've been told is that they have put up the sort of a COVID curtain barrier, and they're not going to allow the media to enter. So.
Getting ready for the Senate to exit the chamber and go over to the legislature, House of Representatives. They're taking pictures and everybody's lining up to come this way.
More cameras out here than usual. Hey, how are you?
Yes.
How are you?
Scott, how are you?
Scott, how are you? How are you? Ed, how are you?
How's everything?
Joyful.
Yeah.
For a better day.
Good morning, sir. Doing okay?
Morning. How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Doing okay? Hey, Matt, how are you?
Morning.
Doing okay?
The podcast, the blog.
Larry, good to see you. Dad doing okay? Good.
I'm going to clip that.
You got to clip that?
Yeah, congratulations.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm wonderful.
How you doing? Hey, Doc. How are you? Doing okay?
How are you?
How are you doing?
How there?
You don't have to be in the way. You break
breaking the law too. Too far.
It has gone too far. I have an obligation to be in that room. I represent 200,000 people in Northwest Georgia who duly elected me to be here today. And you're hindering that. Unconstitutional.
Go ahead.
You have no respect for the Constitution.
I need you to step away.
Complete disrespect to the Constitution.
I need you to step away from this door now. Okay. I don't want to go down this road with you, but I need you to step over here. Yes, sir.
I have a constitutional
I
obligation.
understand what you're
to be there,
saying, sir. Okay, I understand what you're saying. This has gone too far, so we need to stop.
So you're preventing me from entering.
The doorkeeper says you're not allowed in, sir.
Sir, the doorkeeper has no authority.
Sir,
As a senator of a joint session, I have more authority than this doorkeeper of the House.
you're causing disturbance. You're going to that.
Sir, I have not caused a disturbance. I need to be let in.
You're not going in. You're free to stand out here and hang out. I'm not going to be any issue if you try to push from the people. You're going to have an issue.
Gentlemen, I'm allowed in. Let me in.
We'll keep them out. If you want to arrest, okay? Back up, please. Not stop. Can you back up, please?
I cannot. Go ahead. We have a concern about that.
Column already has 1, 2, and
Stop. That's it. Come on, this is going too far.
It has gone too far. I have an obligation to be in that room. I represent 200,000 people in Northwest Georgia who duly elected me to be here today.
Stop. That's it. Come on, this is going too far.
It has gone too far. I have an obligation to be in that room. I represent 200,000 people in Northwest Georgia who duly elected me to be here today.
Oh, this is the moment he wanted.
Every single one of them. Guys, that's what a group of cowards.
Jeff, were you able to get the video? You got video too. All right, so Jeff has got video. So, what are we watching, Jeff?
The police have come back in the building.
Okay, so
We're part of escorting him out.
So officially, Colton has now been escorted out of the building, and we will await and see what happens.
Okay, we're at the Fulton County Jail here in Atlanta with Roy Hambrick of Small Town Underground, Antonio Jones from War Room Gwinnett, and we're going in to see what we can do to help support Colton Moore, who has allegedly been brought to this facility from the Georgia courthouse and state capitol, and we're just going to see what we can do.
Yeah.
Roy, you got anything you
Yeah.
want to say?
So they don't allow cell phones, no filming of any kind. So I've got audio on. We'll see if we can't get some of the audio here to find out. Number one, this is where he's allegedly been taken to. So we don't know for 100%. I'm going to unravel this. But we're going to go in and find out. This is where they said they thought he came to was Rice Street, and we're going to see what the situation is, if he's going to have to make bail, see a magistrate judge, how this is going to fall out, whether this is a preset charge, and see what we can do. We might even be able to call a bondsman. Hopefully somebody's in here waiting, and we'll do the best we can, but we won't be able to film it. But hopefully I'll be able to record the audio, so let's see if we can do it. Yeah, okay.
We're glad you asked. Go ahead.
I'm up District 53 in Walker County, and they arrested my state senator because he supposedly breached where he was banned from the legislative chamber last year for the comments he made about the late Speaker Ralston. So we filmed the entire thing. We've been down there this morning at the Capitol, and now they took him away in handcuffs. They threw him on the ground. They escorted him out. Supposedly he's here being booked as we speak.
So he is in that
We've come down, yeah.
So you got him being arrested at the Capitol?
Yes.
Senator Moore tried to enter the House chambers and was refused entry by the Sergeant at Arms and the Georgia State Patrol at the orders of the Speaker of the House, John Burns. He was assaulted. Some have already tried to use the word manhandled. He was assaulted. He was thrown to the ground. He was forced out of the room, and then they put his arms behind his back, they slapped cuffs on him, and they perp walked him through the entire building, past all the radical left and everybody else, and down the stairs and out the basement, into a squad car to bring him here to the building right behind me to book him.
I was actually going to ask if we have jail stuff covered, if anybody needs to go over to Fulton Magistrate to start working on bonding stuff over there.
No, we're doing all that here.
Alex is going to put a
Okay, so we don't need anything
Correct.
from Fulton Magistrate.
That's right.
Okay, fantastic.
You ready?
Cool. Your name and title?
My name is Neil, Neal. Last name is Pinkston, Pinkston. I am here on behalf of Senator Moore's father, Mr. Walter Moore, whom I represent. It's come today to just an absolutely outrageous event. House Resolution 4 required Senator Moore to show up today for the State of the State address. At his arrival, at the order of the Speaker of the House, Senator Moore was assaulted by state employees. In addition, he was then arrested. His civil rights were violated. It's another example of the politicalization of law enforcement to take away voices that people don't want to hear. It takes away the voters of the 53rd District that he represents. It disenfranchises their voice. And we're here not even knowing what the charges are at this time because the Capitol Police has not filled out the appropriate paperwork. So we're here trying to find out what he's actually charged with. But he was taken to the ground. A sitting state senator was taken to the ground in chambers by state employees. And a number of witnesses saw that, and then surprisingly, the individuals who assaulted Senator Moore are still there, and they were never arrested or charged with anything.
I wasn't there. Was he resisting arrest?
No, they took him to the ground.
He was not a resisting.
No, he was not. And remember too, the resolution required him to be there. It was passed on Monday, a joint resolution for all state senators to be present and hear the address.
What is all this about?
He lied in state in the Capitol
It's about someone doesn't necessarily like his political beliefs and want to use the political process, the legal process to eliminate it. That's exactly what it is.
What is this political?
He's a Republican, the 53rd district, state senator.
They don't arrest Republicans.
Well, he is arrested. He is a Republican, and he was arrested.
So why did he get arrested?
As I said earlier, they have not told us yet. They've not even filed the paperwork.
Why do you believe he was arrested?
I don't know. I don't want to speculate. All we know is he showed up, he was assaulted, and he was arrested. And I turned here trying to figure out what's going on, and nobody knows.
But you mentioned it was because of his political beliefs. What
the information?
A number of beliefs. He doesn't toe the line and fall in line like everybody of a certain order thinks that he should. He often speaks his mind and is very honest and from the heart. And I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. And it's just outrageous that somebody with his character and integrity would not only be assaulted to show up to do his duty for the people of the 53rd District, but then he was arrested.
But we believe that all the senators, they all speak their minds up there. I mean, they don't get arrested. Why are you saying
I know that, and that's a great question. Is this what we've come to? That if a senator speaks that you don't like what he says, or some other senator or House representative, now they get people arrested because they don't like what they say. Obviously, that violates the First Amendment as a federal constitutional issue. It's just absolutely outrageous. But it's come here. It's now here at the state level. And, you should ask the voters of the 53rd District what they think of Senator Moore and what he's done for them, and what they think about these trumped-up charges, him being assaulted, and nobody being held responsible for him being assaulted.
What do you think it is he said that got him arrested?
I'm not going to speculate on that. Only the speaker, this was at his order, and he would have to speak to that, and I don't know what he thinks, and I'm not going to pretend to know what he thinks. But this is outrageous.
What time, do you know what time he got here?
We've been here since about 11:30. They say he's here, but none of the paperwork is processed, so I can't speak with him yet.
And so what's next?
Waiting on the Capitol Police to file the paperwork so I can go speak to him and we can get him out of jail. And no, too, this was all orchestrated. They made him do the perp walk in front of all types of people of the other political party. It's just, to demean him and demoralize him, but it's not going to work. It's just absolutely outrageous to do that. And they knew this was all a political design to harm Senator Moore.
Mr. Neal, if I may, I'm Michael Gargiulo. I'm Senator Moore's Chief of Staff. I've been with him for the last 8 years. This is an incredible day, a day where sitting state senators' civil rights have been violated. I don't speak for the senator in this behalf. This is why we have Mr. Neal here as his attorney. I can tell you what I witnessed and what we've done in the last 24 hours. We have responded to the Chief Justice, to the presiding justice, to the Attorney General, to the Lieutenant Governor, to the Speaker's office, to the Speaker's Chief of Staff who inevitably assaulted him, as video from Greg Bluestein shows, and to others, that we made aware that the Senator was going to peacefully participate in this joint session as ordered by Resolution 4. Okay, he, as the video shows, was assaulted, and the Senator was arrested and brought here. So how does somebody who was assaulted then become arrested? And the people who assaulted him, specifically people of the Speaker's staff, to our understanding, are still there, and they've not been charged with anything to our understanding. The Lieutenant Governor was notified. I'm deeply disappointed in the way this has panned out. We did everything in our power to avoid this from happening. I spoke with the major of the state troopers this morning. I said, you better activate your body cameras because we have reason to believe a senator's rights are about to be violated. And the reason they had that curtain there, to our understanding, was that so nobody, only press, specific people, could film that area. They cordoned off what is a public area in the state capitol and made it to where the public couldn't enter and film what was happening And now we have the senator assaulted and arrested.
And you should also ask the Capitol Police if they previewed these charges with the elected district attorney, if they followed normal procedure with that, or were there steps taken to avoid that to get immediately to the arrest without a neutral magistrate reviewing probable cause and things of that nature. Capitol Police needs to answer those questions.
Those people should be placed on administrative leave, by the way. Anybody involved in the assaulting of a sitting legislator, you either need to step back from your position and provide some space for this if you're still going to be in the professional occupancy of your job, or you need to resign. And right now there's a lot of things that are confusing. People's rights were violated. And we notified them yesterday, if you violate the sitting state senator's rights, we will bring every legal and administrative option available to the senator forward. And thank you,
yes,
Mr. Attorney, for being here.
Full name and title?
My name is Michael Gargiulo. I'm Senator Moore's Chief of Staff, the state capitol. Michaelgargiulo.
You my name again?
Yeah, name and title.
Neal, Neal, Pinkston, Pinkston. I'm a licensed attorney in Georgia and Tennessee, and I'm here on behalf of the senator's father and to address our concerns. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me your thoughts.
I think this is what we wanted. This is, like I told Mallory Staples, Georgia Freedom Caucus, this is the rot rising to the surface now. And all the conversations that we had leading up until now, what's leadership doing? What's going on with the party? What's really going on with our legislator? During the speech on Monday, we had Georgians for Truth. Ironically enough, my topic that I printed out, and I rarely ever print up something to read through, was representative. What does it actually mean? And today we saw Colton Moore's constituents. We saw his constituents ripped away from him and his voice being able to go into that chamber and represent them. All because he stood up and told the truth. Do we not want to live in reality? Does truth stop at the chamber door? Many would argue that it probably does, because it's just full of a bunch of liars. And I don't know if they got it on tape, but I told them all to their face, all the senators that walked in, gooching that crowd. And I didn't realize the governor was in the middle of that bunch, but something just clicked off in me. And I just called a spade a spade. They're all cowards. That's what it is right now. They have an opportunity to stand up for free speech and the Constitution right now, right here, right now, today. And we've been complaining in Georgia for some time now, and now the world sees the corruption that we've been pointing out. So the people that's been kind of trying to, make nice with the establishment, hey, this is your time right now. You got a choice to make. And you guys have heard it time and time and time on the War Room. You're either going to side with us, we the people, for what's best for the future of this great nation and this state of Georgia, or you're going to side with the establishment. It's that simple. But we're here outside of the jail. They say it's going to be almost 4 hours before Colton Moore is going to be able to come and even talk to his attorney. The video that's circulating around, if you guys take a look at him, the whole time he never raised up his hands. He never did. And this is not even the state police that grabbed him or whatever, not that they had the right to do that. But this looks like a staffer or somebody took him and threw him to the ground. His hands never came up in a offensive manner. The state police gladly got him, handcuffed him, but never did they come to his aid. And that's what we got in our representation right here in the state of Georgia.
In a banana republic. No matter who you are or where you're from in the state of Georgia, your representation was denied today. Because if this authoritarian Speaker of the House, John Burns, can stop a member of a General Assembly from entering a joint session, which both chambers unanimously voted to create and to have, then he is by definition a tyrant and authoritarian. Who really controls this state? Is it John Burns or is it Brian Kemp? Today, I don't know. I didn't get to attend the State of the State address. You know, it's absolutely unbelievable that this is the state that we live in, considering nothing like this has ever happened in the history of the state of Georgia. So let all Georgians be warned that freedom is being taken away. I don't believe that they're after me. I believe they're after what I stand for. You know, just like President Donald Trump said, you know, they're not after him, they're after you. Because when you start fighting for America first and for Georgia first, this is what the Rhino Republicans try to do for you. You see, it's so ironic that it's the America First patriots that end up here on Rice Street. Donald Trump, myself. You know, Brian Kemp, the AG Chris Carr, John Burns, they've done absolutely nothing but try to hinder the voice of good, sound policy in this state. I'll never back down. I'll never give up. They'll have to put a bullet in my head to ever stop me.
Amen. Hey, on behalf of the 53rd District, which you're my representative, I just want to say thank you very much for what you're doing. We're going to stand behind you 100%, Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Roy. I appreciate that.
Why do you think they didn't want you to enter?
You have to ask them that question.
When they told you they didn't enter, what did they tell you?
They said I wasn't allowed to enter. And I don't know. That's a violation of 1611-34.1, which clearly states that no one can obstruct a procession into a General Assembly or the General Assembly itself. It's been upheld by the Supreme Court. This is a complete and total constitutional debacle, is what it is.
So how do you think you were handled today?
Oh, I was handled pretty rough. I got pushed down onto the ground. I got shoved around. I mean, some attorney that works for the Speaker grabbed me by both hands and pushed me onto the ground. So I think I got roughed up pretty good.
Show them your bruises.
Look at your hands.
Are you hurt, Senator?
I mean, I don't feel good.
He's gonna go get medical.
We're getting medically checked out
Do you
now.
feel like that you were not cooperating and
He was assaulted.
asked to leave and then refused to?
Sir, I have a legal obligation. I'm compelled by the Constitution that I swore an oath to be in attendance of a joint session. Okay, I've never walked onto the House floor because the Speaker has ordered that I wasn't supposed to be on the House floor. He's got that right apparent to House rules. But what we passed was House Resolution 4, which grants any member of the General Assembly the ability to conduct business. The people of Northwest Georgia did not have representation today in the Joint General Assembly.
Do you have any plans to press charges against Ms. Williams?
We're working on that.
I don't know
Working on it.
who's
The
Keith Williams.
attorney.
You know, I think he deserves some charges. Yeah, certainly.
What about a lawsuit?
Those things are being
As we said in the letter, we will use any procedural or administrative means to protect the people of Northwest Georgia. Today, my liberty was taken away in defense of the liberty of people of Northwest Georgia.
That's right.
How do you feel about heading back into the Capitol tomorrow?
I'll be right back in the Capitol to fulfill my obligation. And guess what we got coming? We got another joint session to see the state of the judicial system. And I'll be marching myself right back in that door, too.
You plan to go back tomorrow?
Yes, sir. I have a constitutional obligation to be there.
Thank you for being our voice,
Thank you, Colton. We stand with you. Fight, fight, fight.
Fight, fight, fight.
The legislature legalized unverifiable voting in 2000.
Like you said to Trump, but they're getting beauty.
He said, go out there and rob these houses and bring back the bounty, and then that'll pay your way.
Because Republicans who get endorsement from Georgia carry that they mean anything.
You can't sit on the sidelines any longer. You must get involved in the game. This is your sign.